Across all known cultures and societies, in all shapes and forms, is the unifying thread of ritual. If you've shaken a hand or made a wish on a star, thrown a coin in a fountain, or listened to a beautiful eulogy given for a loved one who's passed away, you've participated in a ritual. Rituals are not always religious in nature. Sometimes they're connected to family, traditions, cultures, values, or beliefs. But what exactly is a ritual, and what can it do for us in times of crisis? To help answer these questions, I'm going to give you a board-certified chaplain's perspective on 4 rituals that appeared in this season from HBO Max's The Pitt. Thank you for being a part of the channel's growth. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Simply put, a ritual is a ceremony or action that is done in a very specific way for a specific reason, and it carries a specific meaning. Rituals are spiritual in nature because of how they give our lives rich meaning and purpose. They're often done in community, and they have a way of reaching into a time long past and bringing a source of strength into the present moment. They can even have a hopeful expectation for the future. Because of this, in spiritual care practice, rituals can be a powerful resource in a time of crisis. I thought The Pitt did an incredible job of incorporating rituals into their show, but I don't know how much of this was intentional, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on that. Maybe they incorporated rituals into the show because they were simply trying to naturally mirror the many rituals that already exist in hospitals today. Or maybe it was an intentional thing done on behalf of the writers. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'm eager to read your perspective on this. The first ritual that I noticed was found in episode 4, and this is 10 a.m. In the scene, Dr. Robby shared the Hawaiian ritual of saying goodbye that he learned from his mentor. Again, the theme of pulling something from the past to give a source of strength or help in the present moment. Now, the structure of the ritual that he shared with the patient's children was the 4-part goodbye, which is, I love you, thank you, I forgive you, do you forgive me? Now, what makes this goodbye a ritual is the fact that there's both a pattern and a meaning behind the words that are being said. That scene powerfully demonstrated how rituals can help us, giving us the structure to express what needs to be said in a time when words are hard to come by. Saying goodbye is one of the hardest things that we can do. And where do we start? What do we say? What should be said? And how should it be said? In that scene, the siblings were struggling with this exact thing, but Dr. Robby offered them the gift of this ritual. It helped open a door for them to be able to express what needed to be said. It was a painful conversation, but in the end, it brought the healing that they needed. From my perspective as a professional chaplain, I see rituals for saying goodbye as a precious gift that's brought into sacred space. And this is where you start to get into the metaphysical. You can't see this gift. It didn't exist before that exact moment. It's being co-created between all those that are present in this sacred space. You can't measure this gift per se, but yet everyone in that space can feel the gift's impact. It's also interesting that in episode 3, Dr. Robby brings the staff together to observe a moment of silence when one of their patients passes away. Again, both this goodbye and the moment of silence is Dr. Robby's way of helping the staff with closure, and that's why it's a ritual. The second ritual I noticed was the honor walk scene, and this is found in episode 8 or 2 p.m. In this scene, the young man had died from a fentanyl overdose, and his parents decided to donate their son's organs to save lives. In a sacred and reverent moment, the staff and all those that were present lined the hallways and conducted an honor walk. In military hospitals and VA hospitals, there's a similar ritual that's done when a veteran or service member passes away. That ritual is called an honor salute, and it's very similar to the honor walk, but in an honor salute, the flag drapes over the gurney. As the gurney passes by, veterans and service members salute, while all others place their hand over their heart. The honor salute and the honor walk rituals are important, not just for the family, but also for providers. Sometimes our grief can be disenfranchised, and what that means is that in the moment when a patient passes away, we're in a strange place because we're grieving as human beings for a patient that we cared for, but we're also not part of the family. And so providers may choose to not express their grief. And honor walks and honor salutes are ways for the staff to express the grief that they feel inside. The next ritual that I saw was in episode 9 when the staff came together to debrief. If you're curious about what a debrief is and why it's helpful, I encourage you to check out one of my other videos where I covered this model. I call this practice of coming together as a team and talking about the impact of loss a ritual, because what happens in that space is more than just a discussion of facts. People express emotions, they make meaning of their experiences, they make meaning of their experiences together with others. They reflect on the other life experiences that they had that are very similar and that might be triggered because of what just occurred. And this all happens together again in community. The last ritual that I observed is found in episode 14 or 8 o'clock p.m. And this was when Dr. Robby recited the Shema during the crisis that he was experiencing following Leah's death. Here's what Dr. Robby said about the Shema.
What was that you were reciting?
It's called the Shema prayer. It's a declaration of faith in God. I lived with my grandmother when I was little, and she and I used to recite it every morning.
Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall, but those who hold hope in the Lord will renew their strength and soar on wings like eagles. It's Isaiah 40. I was an undergrad theology major. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know if I actually believe in God.
For Dr. Robby, the declaration of faith that he learned from his grandmother is where he turned in a moment of immense pain. What ties all of these rituals together is that they were each Dr. Robby's attempt at weathering the storm of crisis. And more importantly, they were all connected to his story. His mentor taught him the goodbye. His grandmother taught him the declaration of faith. In the debrief, he shared a story from when he was a resident who experienced difficult loss. In the honor walk scene, he tells the parents that he'd like to attend the service, and that was connected to his own grief in losing his mentor and other experiences that he had. In spiritual care practice, professional chaplains do something very similar to what Dr. Robby did in these rituals. We draw from our emotions, our experiences, our rituals as a source of healing for others. Dr. Robby perfectly demonstrated the impact that rituals can have on others during crisis. You can't measure that impact in a test tube. You can't weigh it on a scale, but you can absolutely see the healing that comes from these spiritual practices. Rituals are like a comforting and certain space that connects to something transcendent, that gives us peace during uncertain times. And during times of crisis, when the ground feels shaky and the future is unknown, rituals can be a source of help and comfort. Let me know in the comments section your thoughts on rituals, and if there were any others in the show that I missed. Thank you for being you, and thank you for honoring me with your presence.